What is good, y'all? It's your boy, and we back with yet another video. First off, I just want to say, man, I appreciate it. We finally hit 500 subscribers. And that's like a big ass goal, bro. 500 rolled to 1,000, and we lit, baby. I just want to say congrats for everybody and all the people who hit me up, let me know that, like, hey, man, you helped change my life. You know, you encouraged me. Yo, that means so much to me. Like, the fact that so many people hit me up on a daily and send me screenshots and, like, bro, I got a job with this company. Bro, I got a job with MSC. Bro, I started with SIU. You know, that, man, that's life changing for me, because all I want to do is help. That's all I want to do. That's the goal, is to help somebody and help encourage people to grow and better themselves. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that I was able to help so many young people and older people too become merchant seamen and chase their dreams and get their credentials and start moving forward in life, bro. Like, yo, one dude hit me up, sent me a video of him crying, like, you know, and I'm not making fun of him. He was like, bro, you changed my life, and, you know, you helped my family so much because of this pandemic. I was able to finally get a job and everything just worked out. But if it weren't for you, man, I don't know where I'd be. Like, bro, that touched my heart, bro. It really did. And I just want to say congrats to anybody and everybody. If you're just trying, bro, congrats. Because that's all it takes. You got to start somewhere. So today's video is a Q&A. We're going to jump into these questions because y'all left a lot of questions. And I'm going to answer all of them. At least I'm going to try to anyways. So the first question we got is from Henry. I'm going to try my best to pronounce your names right. From Henry, he said, do you get drug tested frequently? So that's a good question, and it's a question that I get a lot. First off, it all depends on what company you're working for. Some companies drug test every month. Some of them drug test like once a year. Some of them it's just random. My job is random. I've been with my company 6 years, and I've only been drug tested twice. So it's really random. But the time I got tested twice was like back to back, like 1 month, and then the next month I got drug tested again. And it was on the same ship both times. Certain companies drug test depending on the area you go in. Like, if your ship go to a certain area, they drug testing the whole ship. Like, one of my friends, he was on the ship and they went to Cuba, and they drug tested the whole ship. You know what happens at Cuba, so yeah. Another question from John. Who's better, SIU or MSC? Is it true SIU doesn't take taxes out of their checks like MSC? Also, can you explain your drug test process for the random and scheduled drug tests? Just answer the one about the drug test. SIU or MSC, which one is better? I think it's preference, because I know some people who came from SIU to come to MSC and says MSC is better because they don't have to wait for a job, and it's constant work, better benefits. Then I know people who left MSC to go to SIU because they said they don't like being overdue. It's more time at home. So it's all just preference. It's really no, it's not like I can answer and say, oh, this company is better because of this reason, or this company is better because of this reason. It all depends on the preference and what you prefer. So that's where that comes down to. It's all personal preference and what you prefer. I can't really like say, oh, it's because of this or it's because of that. So that's that one. Let's jump on to another question. This one's from Roger. After you get your MMC, does the MSC give you training? And how long does it take for entry level SIVMARs? How long is that? I'm trying to understand this question, so let me read it one more time. After you get your MMC, does the MSC give you training? And how long is that entry? I think you're saying how long is the training. Okay, so when you get your MMC, does the MSC basically send you to training? I'm guessing you talk about a company. So if you get hired for MSC, they will send you to training. They're going to send you to all the training you need. And certain training is longer depending on what position you get. So if you just like basic entry level and you don't need extra training, it's only about a month unless they fast track you, then they'll try to get you done in 2 weeks. But because of the pandemic, I think that the training is a little bit longer because you got to do the whole quarantine thing and all of that. So I'm gonna just say regular without the pandemic, just a month. Just a month. I just applied to MSc entry level. How long does it take for them to get in contact with you? Do I have to go through an interview, or do they just email me and tell me when I start training? With MSc is a government company, so when you apply, I get this question all the time, like, yo, I apply for MSc, when they gonna call me? Yo, you could apply and you couldn't hear from MSc for years. Like, that's not me lying. It could possibly tell you, you know what I'm saying, you could hear from them next month. You could hear from them in 2 days. You know, it's with a government company, man, they take as long as they want to take. That's just me being honest, bro. They're not consistent at all. So, but once you get hired, it's another waiting process. They could tell you got the job today, and I know people who are still waiting. Like, yo, they told me I got the job. What's next? You gotta wait. And it's not because of the pandemic. That's just how MSc has always been. They could tell you have the job today, and you end up waiting for medical. You got to do background checks. You do have to do an interview. They're going to call. They're going to schedule you an interview. You do a phone interview. It could be a virtual on a computer. And they're going to ask you a bunch of questions, most likely simple questions. You answer them, you're going to get it. But it is a process. The most I've heard somebody waiting is like 2-3 years. That's honest. Like, it's not. That's why I tell people hit me up all the time about becoming a merchant seaman. There's nothing quick about it. You know, depending on what company you go with, it's nothing quick about it. It's not like you're gonna get your MMC and like you're guaranteed a job tomorrow. You still gotta find a company that's hiring, that's willing to take you. I hope I answered that for you. Okay. Jacob Gray had a bunch of questions. All right. How much MSc pay entry level? All right, so entry level pay, I think, is like between $23,000 and $30,000. That's base pay. When you get on a ship, that pay changes because you got to calculate it overtime. You know, extra stuff that you're paid. The best thing that I can tell people, when you're on a ship, you can guarantee to see as entry level between $1,600 to $2,500. Between $1,600 to $2,500. That's base. That's what you should be guaranteed to see, depending on what ship you're on. Your pay could range depending on ships. Your pay could go up, it could go down. When you sitting and you waiting on a ship and you on leave, you get paid. But it's like the lowest pay, your check will be like $700 every 2 weeks when you at home and you just chilling. That's not on the ship, not working. That's just when you at home, just chilling. Another one of the questions he had, you guys get to pick your ships? No, you don't get to pick your ship. You can request a ship, but about 10% out of 100, 10% you might get that ship. If you got a nice detail and she feel like, oh, okay, yeah, I give him that ship, he can have it. But nah, you don't get to pick your ship. What kind of training and advancements they got? Okay, so when they come down to training and advancements, so they have schools that you can go to, Mama, Mid-Atlantic. They got schools in California, different kind of schools. So depending on what position you in, you can request to go to this school. Like, I requested to go to a welding school, they sent me. Electrician school, they sent me. Any type of training you want that they offer, you can take it as long as you're in that position and they got the money to pay for it. They'll send you, and you gotta have the leave and and stuff like that. They'll send you. How often do you go to port? That depends on the ship. Some ships touch port every 2 months. Some ships touch port every 2 weeks. It all depends on the ship. I was on a ship and we was in port every week. And I was also on a ship where we was in port every 45 days after being on the water. Certain ships not in port that long. Certain ships are. Ships that's not in port that long pay more than ships that's in port. Oh, I can't say that because I was on a ship that paid good money and we were still out undersea. But when you on the water, that's when you gonna make the most money because that's when you it's overtime is booming because stuff always breaking. You doing underway replenishments. You doing flight quarters where ships come. Helicopters come land on a boat. You gotta give them fuel, and you know, it's so much more money to be made on the water, and so much more you can do. When a ship is in port, you're not guaranteed as much overtime because the ship not on mission. You're not doing nothing to be like, oh, we need to open up overtime for these guys. Like, nah, y'all in port. How many countries have you traveled to? Man, I tell everybody, like, I feel like I've been everywhere but Africa and Egypt, and Australia. I've been to Singapore, Thailand, Philippines. I know I forget so many countries, man. I've been to Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Bahrain, Djibouti, which that's Africa, but I don't count it because I didn't get to lead the ship. I've been to Greece, Italy, Spain. Man, I've been so many places, man. My list is so long. I've been to so many places, and I don't consider me going to a place until I've had time to explore it. Panama. See, I'm just forgetting places. I've been more places outside of the United States than I have been in the United States. That's crazy. But yeah, that's how that go. Best country you got food in. Best country I could say I got food in probably would have to say Spain. Yeah, Spain got some bomb food. Spain got some amazing food. Yeah, I would say Spain. But I like Asian food too, so I mean, nah, cause Singapore had bomb food too. I'm a foodie, man. I love food. I'm gonna say Singapore. Singapore top notch, cause Singapore got a very good variety of different places you can go. And it's not just like Asian dishes or Spanish dishes. It's like you can go everywhere and get a little bit of everything. It's like a melting pot. So I'm gonna say Singapore. Singapore has some amazing food. Which rating are allowed off the ship and port? Any rating can leave. Nobody's like restricted to a ship. If one person is restricted to the ship, everybody is. It's not like, oh, because he's an officer he can leave. No, everybody can go. We're not like the Navy. Anybody can go. You ever think of swapping to deck or engine? So I got hired in as an SU, which is supply utility man. I was cleaning toilets and stuff, and I switched over to engine. I switched to engine because I thought about the long, as in like if I ever wanted to leave, what would be next. And engine was just like the best route, and I like working with my hands. And engine is something different every day. I didn't like supply or deck because they do the same thing every day. You either driving the ship or you chipping and painting. Engine is so much you can do, so much you can learn, so many different avenues you can go once you finish. So that was all Jacob questions. I hope I answered them all, Jacob. Alright, what's next? I applied and wanted to know if everything is right. Is the position guaranteed? I applied and wanted to know if everything is right. Is the position guaranteed? I would say it is. I mean, when they tell you got the job, you got it until you go somewhere else, I guess, or find another job and you decline it. But your position is guaranteed. Okay, where we at? This is from Susan. Hey, Susan. She said, "Hi, big dog. Love your birthmark." Oh, thanks. I got a couple. My birthmarks are crazy. Have you ever been to Senegal? I have not. I would love to go to Senegal. I'm gonna have to do that on there's so many places that I haven't been and certain ships have, like Rio, Senegal is one. There's so many places I want to go. It really is. I'm gonna have to do a couple places on my own. Yeah, but I have not been to Senegal. I want to go though. What age can a young man start working as a merchant seaman? And another person commented on your question, and they say they have to have a high school diploma. That's not true. You can get in with a GED. I know a couple people that don't have GEDs or high school diplomas. That's just, they don't have anything. I know more than a handful of people, and like I know people that are officers that became licensed third engineers, second engineers, and mates that do not have any type of high school or GED diploma. So that part was not true. The youngest person I've ever met that got in, I met a chief engineer, I'm not going to say his name, and he came in at 16, but this was years ago. And when they found out, by the time they found out he was actually 16, he was already 19. So you imagine how long he was in before they actually checked it. But this was so long ago before they did background checks and stuff. But the youngest they can come in is 18. I've sat with 18-year-olds who just came at 18. I came in when I was 20. Yeah, so 18. I don't think people should come in at 18. I feel like you should at least come in when like you're 20 or 21. There's nothing wrong with coming in at 18. Just my advice, I wouldn't, because I feel like you haven't lived. I don't even say lived, but I feel like by the time you go overseas and you come home, you're gonna be expecting things to be different. Like overseas, they don't check IDs for people to drink. They don't. You're not guarded or anything. So like it's like when you turn 18, okay, you go do whatever if you overseas. When you come back to the States, you expect that same treatment. You're not gonna get it. You can be like, man, why I can't drink? I drank all the time when I was in such and such. So I think they should be 21, but I don't know. You know, if you got somebody that's 18, they want to do it, man. Live life. Why not do it? All right. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Miss Daphne. Miss Daphne asked the question. She said, hey, big dog, I'm in the process of joining MSC. Waiting for my MMC to arrive any day now. Then I'll be applying for entry level. Congrats. I noticed in one of your videos you did with the coworker, he mentioned he was entry level, yet earned 81 that year or previous year. My question is, how is that possible when the website says entry level starts out at 26 to 31? And what do I have to do to achieve the potential at entry level? Put me in the game, coach. All right, so look, it's a constant question that I get. Is how is it possible when on the website they say you make X amount of dollars, but you know you hear from people they make X amount of dollars. So I'm gonna keep this simple. Overtime. When you on a ship, you getting overtime. Your weekends are overtime. Monday through Friday you can do your 8 hours. Anything after 8 hours is overtime. When I'm on a ship, I'm working 12 hours a day. I'm getting 4 hours Monday through Friday, and when the weekends come, I'm getting 12 hours overtime. So you could do the math. So if you're doing, what's that, 4 times 5, that's 20. You got 8 and 8, that's 16. I ain't gonna do a whole bunch of math, but yeah, you do the math. Your overtime rate as an entry level, depending on what coast you're on and what you get hired in, could be like $20 to $25, and you do $25 times, I don't know, 60 hours of overtime. So you're doing 25 times 60, that's $1,500 plus your base pay check, which is another $1,500. And you take out taxes, which they probably gonna take about $500. So you end up with $2,500, right? Right? Okay. I hope that answered your question. But yeah, that's how it's possible. Just overtime, and then when you on a ship, your base pay rises up higher. You getting paid for extra things like sharing a room with somebody. If you in a berthing and you in a room with more than 2 people, so it's 3 people in the room. Let's just say it's you, me, and somebody else. You getting paid $420 just for that. So that's added to your check. Anytime you got to take out the trash and step off the ship, that's an hour penalty. You know, things add up. When you do get in, right? Please remember this. If y'all are watching this, write this down. If you were getting MSC, ask for your CMPI. Your CMPI is going to break down everything and how you're supposed to be paid. Your CMPI gives you the right to tell somebody, no, I'm not doing that. Okay, I'll do it, but you realize I'm supposed to be paid for this. If you don't, like I have my CMPI memorized because on my first ship, I had a guy that was basically paying us whatever we wanted, and by the time somebody else came in, they weren't trying to pay us that. And I'm like, well, why I can't get paid for this when Mr. Blah 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 was paying me for this? And they're like, oh no, he shouldn't have been paying y'all for that. Where your CMPI at? I never heard of a CMPI. CMPI tell you what time you're supposed to be to work, what time you're supposed to take your breaks, how long your breaks are, you know. So remember that CMPI, ask for it, memorize it, know it, because it's gonna save your life. All right, this one right here from Troy. What's good, big dog? I applied for a position at MSC. I received an email stating I was selected for the position. I accepted it and did all my physical and medical history. It's been like a month and I haven't heard anything. My question is there a delay in NEO since the COVID pandemic? It is a delay. It's a major delay because they have to a lot of people have to be put into hotels, and the pandemic is slowing a lot down. But at the same time, the government takes their time. So if you know you got the job and you've been selected, by the way, congratulations, man. I'm proud of you. That's an amazing achievement. You know you've been selected and you accept the position, call them. There's nothing wrong with calling them and asking questions. They're not going to get mad. Call them enough to where they remember your name. And once you constantly call them like, hey, this is Troy. I'm just calling to find out, you know, I was selected. I'm just trying to find out my NEO date. Oh, hey, Mr. Troy, we haven't forgot about you. The next NEO date is coming up. It's going to be this date, and I'm going to try to see if we can fit you in. Okay. Call back next week. Hey, I'm just calling to make sure to follow up. You know, there's nothing wrong with doing that. Call them so much to where I was calling so much, whoever I was talking to knew it. Hey, Mr. Cross, how's it going? Oh, hey, how's it going? Who is this? Oh, hey, Mr. Brennan, how's it going? Blah, blah. Call them, and find out what's going on. But the pandemic is slowing down a lot, you know, because people have to do at least a 2-week quarantine before they can go to NEO. So the hotels are booked. And then once one group go out, they bring another group in, and then, you know, it's just a lot. It's a lot going on. Would you recommend finishing college before joining MSC? It depends on what you're in college for and what's your goals in life. If you went to college for something you wanted to go to school for, by all means finish that. If you in school to become an officer or in MSC, or become an engineer MSC, finish school. I wouldn't tell anybody not to finish school because I don't know your life or situation. But my advice is, if you feel like MSC is a better fit, do that. Me personally, I didn't go to college. I had 4 rides to go to school when I finished high school. I could have went to college, but I chose not to because I was in love with money. And that's the way I went. So that's why I chose to go to that's why I didn't choose to go to college. But I made that choice out of high school. If you're already in college, might as well finish, man. I don't know how many days you got left. And that question was about Jay. I don't know how many years you got left, but that will be something you have to sit down and make that choice on your own and decide if that's what you want to do. Because I don't know what you're in school for, and I don't know if I should tell you, oh yeah, drop out, don't finish college. That's something you have to do, Jay. Next question is from John. Sup, big dog? How long is the wait time between pre-screening to NEO? I think I answered that already, but you already answered that one. But John, you had to call. Just call. I can't tell you what the wait time is because I don't work in the office, but I know it's a good wait time right now. Hey, big dog. Oh, this is from Junie. Junie says, hey, big dog, what's your job title and how much is overtime pay? Thanks. I'm a junior engineer. My overtime pay is about $37 an hour. Yeah, so that's mine. Yeah, I'm a junior engineer and I get paid $37 an hour. But that's not entry level. Chantal asked, and I think I answered Chantal questions, her and Mark's, because I talked to Chantal before. I don't know if I talked to Mark. I talked to so many people on Instagram and Facebook. It's cool. How long does it take for security clearance? Will you get a notification once it's complete? You will not get a notification when security clearance is complete. You'll just be accepted. And to be honest, I've been on your security clearance can take a while. They're going to clear it, but basically they're still going to be doing like a complete background check even once you go on your ship. Until your first year is complete, they're still doing a security background clearance on you. I was on a ship with some people and they got pulled off of the ship because of something their security clearance didn't go through. So just don't think you in the clear once you get in. That's why I tell people, be completely honest on your security clearance. Next question is from Sleepy Giant, and he asks, do you need AB training to get your MMC? No. Next question is from David. What is your schedule like? For example, I work in the oil field. We work 20 days on and then 14 days off. Also, say you want to stay no longer, stay on longer, do they allow that? So our schedule is 4 months off, 4 months on, 30 days home. That schedule sucks. But it's regardless of what time you do, you're only getting 30 days home. You don't feel like, oh, I did 8 months on the ship, I should be getting 2 months home. That's not how MSC works. MSC policy is 4 months on, 1 month home. That's how it go. If you do anything longer than 4 months, they only guarantee to give you 30 days. Anything longer, hey, if you decide to stay on the ship longer and you're like, hey, I don't want to go home yet, you can. My first ship, I did a complete year, and when I came home, it was for 45 days, and they made me come back. So, I think that answered your question, David. Yeah, yeah, that's our schedule. 4 months on, 30 days home, and if you want to stay longer, you can. Another question is from David. Do you think it's worth it to pay $825 to take a week-long SCCW basic training course before I can apply? I get this question all the time. It depends on what company you're going for. If you come into MSC, no, it's not worth it, because MSC is going to make you take that same STCW course again. Doesn't matter if you already took it. They're going to tell you, throw away your old certificates. You're going to take our course. Call whichever company that you think you're going to apply for and find out if they're going to pay for you to get that STCW course. If not, then pay for the course by all means. But you do not need that course to work for certain companies, because those companies will pay for you to go to the course. I hope that answered your question, David. And we got a lot. Okay, not that many. We got a couple more. Next question is from Jamie. Do you think being a merchant mariner is worth it, even with all the downsides of the career? It seems like veterans of the trades discourage younger people. Veterans do discourage younger people. Do I feel like it's worth it? For me, it was, and for a lot of people that I know, it is. I wouldn't be where I am today or know as much as I know about certain things if it wasn't for me choosing to be a merchant seaman. Merchant seaman kept me out of the streets. It allowed me to make buku amounts of money. It taught me early how to use money. It allowed me to travel the world. I learned trades, plenty of trades. Do I feel like it's worth it? By all means, yes. I really do. To me, the hardest part about being a merchant seaman is being away from home. That's the hardest part. Just like any other job, working on it, you have your up and downs. But I mean, I have so much fun. I've had so much fun. I love it. So, do I feel like it's worth it? Yes. The veterans, don't listen to nobody. If this is what you want to do, then do it. I tell everybody, try it. If you're thinking about doing it, go ahead, pay for it, apply, and if you get a job, do it for a year. If you don't like it, guess what? You could quit. There's no contracts. There's no contracts. The money that you spend on your credentials, by the time you get on your first ship, your first check is going to pay for it. You're going to get your money back and some. So if you decide you don't like it, quit. Just like any other job. All right, the next question is from Jay Birmingham. Hi, big dog. I am interested in working in the merchant mariner, but I am red and green colorblind. Should I still pursue it? Are there any jobs I can do on the ship besides cook? There are plenty of jobs you can do on the ship besides cook. Red and green colorblind, though. They do make us do a colorblind test, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not 100% sure if this will stop you. It possibly could, being colorblind, because there are certain colors that you have to see on the ship. So, that being said, I'm not 100% sure. What I can tell you to do is call the Coast Guard before you start buying your MMC and TWIC card and passport. Call them and find out. And they will tell you, and they'll give you the best answer they can give you. Me personally, I can't, because I'm not 100% sure. I have met some colorblind people, but I don't know if they're red or green, or or what was their whole process. My advice would be to call the Coast Guard and find out. Next one is from Joseph. Can you and friends join the same ship, company, and a buddy system? Is there a buddy system? You know what? I get this question all the time. What happened? My camera cut off. My bad. But Joseph, back to what I was saying. Worry about you. I had so many people that told me that they were gonna join with me, and we were gonna do it together, and I was the only person that did it. Now it's more people that I know that have done it, but at the end of the day, I had to do it for me. Don't do it for other people. If you got people that's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna join with you, I'm gonna do this with you, then by all means, y'all boost each other, y'all help each other. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do the process together. But when it come down to it, and you get the job and they don't say, man, I'm not gonna take the job because, you know, such and such didn't get it, or my best friend didn't get it, or take the job. Worry about you. At the end of the day, I almost dropped my phone. At the end of the day, worry about you. It's no buddy system. Do it for you, not for them. I hope that didn't sound rude. I ain't trying to be rude, because I know people love their friends. I love mine too. But at the end of the day, I was out there solo dolo. And there's so many people that I know that was out there solo dolo that was told, oh yeah, my homeboy gonna do it, my this gonna do it. You out there by yourself at the end of the day. Alright, last question is from Shane. So I'm a green ordinary seaman. What do I do next to get my AB unlimited as fast as possible? Any tips to getting unlimited? Stay on the ship. Stay on the ship, get your sea time, get your book signed off. That's the best way you're gonna do it. Ain't no other way around it. Get your sea time, get on the ship that's always underway, so you can get your underway card, your underway book filled out, get your time, get it done. Stay on the ship. That's the fastest way. Alright, let's see. I think that was all of them, man. I think that was all of them. So, I hope I answered everybody's questions, man. Once again, I appreciate y'all for the 500 subscribers, man. Road to 1,000, man. And I just want to say, once again, thank you. I'm very appreciative of all my supporters and everybody who's been on this ride with me. I know I ain't been uploading videos. It's been crazy. A lot been going on, but I promise y'all, I got some stuff in store for y'all. Got some stuff that's going down. I've been at home enjoying the time with my newborn daughter. She ain't a newborn no more because she just turned 1. But yeah, so I got a lot in store for y'all, man. I just want to say thank y'all, man. I love y'all. Y'all continue to be great. Drop a like on this video if you can. Share it. And if you're new, subscribe and still like. The likes help me out by helping a lot of other people, man. And to all my people getting it done and getting it started, I'm proud of y'all. And congrats. If nobody told you, I told you. I'm proud of you. Keep doing your thing. And that's about it, man. I'm up out of here, man. Y'all be easy. I love y'all. Peace.